Hello. We are going to give you an update. And I'm going to give you an update of how some numbers that I've been collecting of the convoy. You would have got them in my last video if you watched it all the way through, but I figured I'd do a shorter video that you can watch if you didn't want to watch through that whole video last time. I'm also going to pause my video occasionally while I'm doing just drives between overpasses, and then I'm going to start recording when under underpasses to show you the crowds that are on the overpasses. So the good, the bad, and the ugly on the overpasses. But let me go ahead and start with giving you numbers. As you may have seen in my last video from this morning, there were quite a few truckers. I believe this is the main convoy going to DC. I am not sure on that, so do your own research on that. But this is the People's Convoy, and we I couldn't even tell you what state we're in right now. And I counted this morning, and how I counted is where we slept last night, the rally point. I got out ahead of the convoy before they took off. I went out about an hour ahead of schedule, and I sat right on the on-ramp getting onto the freeway that we were going to go on. So everybody had to pass by me. So I sat there with my vehicle, and then I started hand tallying how many people, and here I'll show you real quick on my little thing right here. I started hand tallying how many people went ahead of the convoy, because in this convoy, a lot of people want to go ahead of the convoy and get ahead because they want to either see the convoy or they have stuff they got to go do. You know, they got to go get food, or they got to go get supplies of some sort. So as you can see, this big bridge up here does not have any people, but it's also, in my opinion, would not be safe for people to be on that bridge. So this next one coming up does have people, not many. It looks like 5 on this upcoming bridge. But also, please keep in mind, I am at the tail end of the convoy, and as you can see right there, people are leaving because they think the convoy's over. But it is a long convoy. Okay, yesterday, let's give you some numbers. Yesterday I was mid-convoy, and mid-convoy I still started seeing people mid-convoy starting leaving from the overpasses because they thought it was over. But yesterday I hand counted all of the overpasses that had people and all of the overpasses that did not have people. And I did that because I was hearing reports that there were no overpasses from California to here that didn't have people, and that's not true. So here are the numbers. So I counted curved bridges that I did not think were safe for people to be on, and there weren't anybody on. There were 5 of those. And I counted train overpasses that didn't have anybody on it. If you look up here, right up there, there's going to be a group of people way up there waving flags. Yeah, so train trestles as well. There was nobody on those, and there was 3 of those. And then besides that, regular overpasses that there were nobody on was 35 overpasses with nobody on them. And that's a grand total, if you add all those up, to 43 things over the road that nobody was on waving flags. Okay, so that was just yesterday, the entire trip. And also keep in mind, I did not get to go with the entire convoy the whole way because the convoy got confused, and half of us went one way through Columbus, Ohio, and then the other half went around the appropriate way, and that's where the people were waving flags. So for a part of the day, I didn't even see anybody on overpasses because we weren't supposed to be going through there. Okay, So overpasses that did have people was 142. So here, let me show you that right there. These are my tallies from yesterday. So I do not have footage on that, so you'll have to take my word for it, take it or leave it. It was my word for it that there was 142 overpasses with people on them. So what did I see on those overpasses? I saw a minimum, I saw probably 3 to 5, I don't have a true number on this, 3 to 5 overpasses that only had 3 to 5 people on them. And one of them, it was really cool. One of them, I wish I got a video of this. A gal was standing on the overpass alone, like she was owning it. She's like, there's nobody here, I am going to stand here, and a bunch of people on the side of the road here. I'm going to stand here and support them from this bridge. She had a trumpet in hand and she was blowing that trumpet like crazy. She was waving a flag. She was up on as high as she could on the railing, just waving it as hard as she could. She was owning it. It was really, really cool to see. So okay. There's 3 to 5 bridges that had 3 to 5 people. Every other overpass of those 142 overpasses had 10 to 50 people, really hard to count those, 10 to 50 people, and I would say about 20 of those overpasses had well over 100 people, and about 2 of those had an uncountable amount of people, uncountable. So those are real numbers. Today, my numbers for today of convoy, what's in the convoy, how many people are in the convoy, you're gonna hear a lot of figures. This figure, like I said earlier, was from me sitting and hand tallying how many people are in the convoy. So keep in mind, this still isn't gonna be 100% accurate, because a lot of people in the convoy do not want to sleep in their vehicle in the parking lot where the convoy is, so they go get a hotel and then they join up midday. And then also there are still people joining through the day. But from the parking lot where we started this morning of people that slept there and got going, I went out an hour ahead to hand tally the people that were leaving ahead of time. I don't have any video footage of that. You'll just have to take my word for this one. But what I tallied people that were had flags on their car, or they had wrote with a pen or something about the convoy. So those are the folks that I've been tallying. People ahead of time was 133 people that went ahead of the convoy. Then in the convoy itself, that left, behind the pilot car and in front of the last pilot car, was 354 that left during the convoy. So add those up yourself, and then you make your own decision of how many people you think hoteled it and joined in between. But those are real numbers, and if you want the video of those 354 vehicles yourself, I have posted that one, so you can go count it yourself. You do not have to take my word for that one. So yeah. That is what I'm seeing, boots on the ground and actual counting, not guesstimating. So I'm going to pause this video, and then I'm going to push record when I go under underpasses and let you start seeing the crowds. Okay, here's an overpass with some people. This was the next overpass. Exit 31. There we go. There you go, there's your crowds. Don't take my word for it, look for yourself. Okay, exit number 32 to Ginger Hill. Probably about 10 people up there. And then if you look to your right, there's about 10 people right there. Okay, another overpass coming up here. This is the next overpass. Exit 37 to, well, I guess there's not even an exit, but it's 37. I guess it's only an on. Okay, coming up to an overpass. There was no way to get on this one, but it's nobody on this overpass, as you can see. Okay, so coming up to another overpass. 39. About 10 people up there. So my GPS is freaking out. I'm not even sure I'm on the right road. I have no convoy people ahead of me or behind me, but there's still people alongside the road, so I'm confused. My GPS is telling me to go another way. I don't see anybody ahead or behind me, but I still see people, so yeah. We'll I guess just keep going this way and see where it takes me. Okay, another bridge over the road. Quite a few on there. Another overpass bridge thingy mabob. Looks like maybe 15, 20 people. Pause it again. Little bridge coming up here with a couple people on it. 1, 2, 3, about 5. Oh, and then there's 2 off to the side that you can't see in the video that are waving. I do see a truck with a flag in front of me, so I might be in the convoy. And this is part of the problem, like, they don't, as far as I know, they don't post their route. And it says, yesterday's at least said route subject to change on the website. And so you have people who are following their GPSs going one way, and then you have people following the convoy that go another way, and then, you know, and then you have people that follow their convoy and then get lost, you know, they lose the convoy and then they follow their GPS and they go another route, and it's hard to keep up because you have to stop. You can't go the whole time. You have to stop and make pit stops. And it's hard to know, first of all, it's hard to know where the convoy is to wave flags. But it's also hard to catch up to show you guys appropriate footage of people waving flags because there's so many routes there. This is pretty typical, seeing people alongside the road when there's good parking spaces. As you can see, but then you can see right here, this bridge doesn't have anybody on it, but there's all those people right there. So like yesterday, I would not have counted that bridge as one of the overpasses that had people on it. Yeah, there might have been people right next to it. Okay, coming up to an overpass up here, and I'll just start it ahead of time because they're way back here. Horn's still working, that's a good thing. Update on my brakes. I had a mechanic look at it this morning while I was counting the people coming on. One of the guys in the crowd that has been a mechanic his whole life, he, over on the right, there's some people. He took a look at it and is like, well, you still have brakes, but I'd get in pretty quick. So we're gonna have to also get off the road here at some point, and off to the right, just a looky-loo. Not necessarily, he did wave, so I guess he's in support. Yeah, I'm gonna have to get off, leave the convoy today and get my brakes fixed. So yeah, around 20 people up there. People on my right, about 20 plus over there. 20 plus on the right, and then if you look on the overpass, it looks like there's like one up there getting an overshot view. So I don't know if maybe it's just not a safe bridge to be on, that sort of thing. While I'm talking here, if you guys could, if you haven't subscribed, if you could subscribe, that would be fantastic. I cannot live feed until, so I've heard two numbers. YouTube said something about 50 subscribers to live feed, but then I just heard the other YouTuber that I was talking to, he says if I do it on mobile, which I am, that you have to have 1,000 subscribers before you can live feed. So what I've been having to do is record all these videos and then upload them, and so there's like, well, today there'll be an hour lag between when I took the video and upload it, plus the upload time once I push that upload button. So if you could subscribe, it will help that way. And then also if you push the like button, that'll help with the YouTube algorithm, as you probably know. All YouTubers say that. Yeah. Okay, the next overpass. So the other YouTube guy I was telling you about, last night I stayed up till 1 o'clock at the camp, our time. 1 o'clock our time, and I met three other YouTubers, but the two YouTubers are working together on a channel, and those guys, one's name is Ali, a Muslim who came from California up here. He flew in yesterday, bought a car, bought a drone, and linked up with this other guy who's been doing a YouTube channel for a while, and they're flying drone footage, and then the other guy is doing like live feed documentary stuff. I don't know if you see those guys off on the side, and then yeah, live feed stuff. And then the other YouTuber was a guy from the he worked in the windmill field installing windmills, and then because of some of the stuff that came out, they haven't been able to install those for a while. But I'm going to link their YouTubes in the description later. If you're watching this and you go down there and you can't find it, check back later, because I'm going to post this video and then I will probably go back and edit it again tonight, because I can't do that stuff on the road. So the first guy, he has a pretty good video of the convoy back in California, the size of it back there, and then he hasn't posted anything on it till just recently, because he had to, I don't know, something with this car, he couldn't make it, and so he flew out here, met up with this other guy who bought the car, and then they joined up last night. And then the other guy, he has more of, I haven't got to watch many of his videos, he does more of the politics side of it, so not as many of actual footage of the convoy, more like what's behind some of the convoy. Okay, 19 minutes into the video. I think I'm going to cut this off now. We've came to a stop for construction, which just kind of confirms what I was thinking, that I'm on the wrong route. I don't think they would have went this way, but as you could see, there were still lots of people on the overpasses. So, all right, we'll post it up.